Welcome back to Indian Trace. This might be one of the funnest giveaways I've ever done. And I sort of was inspired to do it. And look at this setup because you're going to have an opportunity to win this. Actually, a kid is going to have an opportunity to win these. A kid this time. So don't turn it off though because there's probably kids in your life. Hopefully there's kids in your life that love North American Indian artifacts or even love the history. Now, if they are young and just love the rocks and the stones, this will be an opportunity for them. I'll call it a GYK artifact giveaway. Look at these pieces. Look at these pieces. And I'm going to share a couple stories and it'll all click. The picture will come clear. And I'll tell you how they can win these. That is the kids. Because it'll be a Get Your Kids artifact giveaway. GYK giveaway. It's going to be fun. I thought it over. I was out there and just got the idea for it today when I was in Crystal Beach. But as you look at these, and I'm going to give you a close-up of each one of these, and so hopefully your kid or a kid you know is going to click in here and just show them this video. They want these artifacts. So I'm going to go right around the circle. And I'll start with this big quartz piece. Very rare. These pieces, I forgot to tell you, all these pieces right here just came out of my display box. It's okay though, because I have learned here on Indian Trace in 5 years, you can't outgive God. If you go ahead and try, you're going to get blessed. You reap what you sow. God is faithful. And I'll just leave it at that. Now, opening stories, I did a moving day giveaway number 10, which was, let me see if I get the focus going here, because this is the stuff you can win right here today. And I'll tell you how to win in a minute. But listen to these stories, because it's always about stories. I remember Rob was sharing that with me as well. That's a great piece right there. Big. Moving day number 10 was a pay it forward. And it worked out so good that people were entering for somebody else that I split it and gave it to a couple fellas who were going to give it to their daughters. And they sure did. Full circle. They took a picture of their daughter with the artifacts and sent it back to me. It was awesome. It just worked out. You could tell in the spirit it was a good thing. Look at that piece. That is a triangle. And that's a smoker from Mecca. I'm going to tell you what, this is going to be fun. And I've learned now that there's a lot of kids watching and having fun with Indian Trace. For example, the next one that I did when it had to come with kids, look at this. It just had to do with it. The commission was already for moving day number 11. It wasn't a giveaway. It was just a moving day. All the pieces were going to be shipped off and have been shipped off to California. And it was for specifically for the family, but then there's also a 3 to 4 year old little boy who plays a game with stones called Indian Trace. They said it'd be awesome to be able to play with real artifacts. I said, well, I've got plenty of those. And so we just struck up a deal. Look at that little Guilford. Found outside at Sun Hill, Site 5. I went there today, didn't find much of anything. But it doesn't discourage me. I know how this all works. I know how it works. And so, look at this piece that can be included in this giveaway. Stay tuned, I'll tell you how to win. So that's a great story. It was commissioned for that, and I sent those out to California with the absurdity of the antiquities laws there. Let's go on to the next one. Oh, let's get this one right away. This is sugar quartz in the middle and serrated. A great Indian artifact here on Indian Trace. Almost silver. So it's always good to get artifacts into California where they're stupid enough to say you can't even pick one of these up off the ground if you see it. Let's leave it at that. Focus. This is an awesome little piece. The last story is I was going upstairs last night and my son's friend was sleeping over and he was watching Indian Trace. I said, how'd you find out about Indian Trace? I never did talk to him about it. My son must have let him in on it and he was actually watching it. He was watching the newest video I had on there. I think it was called Step Up Rhyolite. Man, my focus is not working. Look at that piece. It's as nice as it looks too. I think that is focused. Anyway, I said, I'll call him Bill. I don't want to use the real names here. I said, you're going to see a great find right there. That was just a day ago or so at lunch. And he watched it and he watched the artifact we found, which happened to be a rhyolite. This is a little rhyolite point here too. Remember, this is a GYK, Get Your Kids artifact giveaway. So the story goes, I said to him, look at that artifact. He looked at it, he watched the whole video, he enjoyed it. I said, you know that arrowhead right there? I said, I got it right downstairs. I said, you want it? I'll give it to you. He said, yeah, I want it. So I hustled downstairs and I got that arrowhead for him. And I gave it to him, Rhyolite, and boom, there you go. He took it, he cherished it, and he now knows and saw it, found, line. Look at this LaCroix. Look at these two little pieces. So I was inspired and thought that over and said, hey, you know what, you can't go wrong. So here's how you enter as I come full circle on this GYK giveaway. Look at this little scraper. And those of you out there who are the adults who can help with this, you can tell them about this little scraper. How come it's so important? I mean, you had squirrels, you had mink, you had lots of different little critters and mammals, mice, rats, muskrats that needed to have different things on them scraped. There was a lot of scraping need to be done. I know they like this. I tried to pick out pieces that kids would just like. So here's how to win today on this GYK giveaway. Look at this piece of rhyolite. Nice piece right here, little piece. I need a kid's response. It's that simple. Why you like these artifacts, why you love the North American Indian, why you like to collect, why you think it's important. But the response, I can tell. I teach kids every day. I was a teacher. I can tell whether or not it's a kid or just somebody out there who's being a butthead who wants these artifacts and is just going to pretend. I don't want any of that. This is a good community. There's a lot of kids out there I know now that are watching and making up games that they call Indian trace and things. It's cool. Now, listen. If they love artifacts, tell them to watch. Look at this piece from the Falcon. Tell them to watch this and tell them, to have their response or capture their response and write the quote down. Could be your own child, which it probably could be here on Indian Trace. It could be for somebody. It doesn't matter. Rob, have butter. Check this out. Ask him if he likes it. See what he says. And he can have a nice case here. This is an incredible triangle. Take a look at this again. Anyway, get your kid artifact giveaway. I need a kid's response, and I'll judge those responses subjectively, and I'll just see who merits this great group of artifacts from Eastern Central North Carolina. I love a piece like that. Sort of reminds me of what I hear in Missouri. They call it rice. What is it? I don't even know the names of the points, but I love that point. Don't blame me. Variated material. And then let your child know if they're watching. If you're watching, this is rare. Big quartz are not found much here. How rare? Let me give you this. 13,000 artifacts I found. Out of 13,000, I might have found 13, 14, maybe 15 big quartz points. Out of 13,000. That's rare. But it doesn't matter. Because there's bigger things in life, like being able to do things like this sets a legacy and sets things on fire for that. And so from Indian Trace to all of you out there, get your kid and let them get involved in something fun here for a giveaway. And if you are one of the girls who just won or whatever, it doesn't matter. Put your best foot in. Today's a new day. And bottom line, look at these three down here. Nice three big ones. Hope you win out there. Not going to take too much longer. I've got to make some lunch for the boys. They're still here. But it's all good and good stories. And look at the ones up at the top. And it just takes a little effort and a little thought to stir up appreciation for the North American Indian. It's about time. We worked hard to do that. As always, on Indian Trace. Hope you find out there. And if you're a kid, hope you win. Because that's Indian Trace.